So this method is how to tie on your stretchy wrap when you're doing what I call my cape method. Now my favourite thing about my cape method is that if you are using a two-way stretchy and you want to know which is your dominant shoulder, which is your baby burping shoulder, so that you can take the whole thing off to make it easy to manoeuvre. This method you don't have to think. You don't have to work out which side do I go around. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our wrap and we're going to find the middle marker, and if it's got and we want the outside side to be facing us. So you might be thinking that you're going to want to look at the back. No, you want to look at the outside, the pretty side, the side the world's going to see, in the middle. Now we're looking at this and we're going to swing it around like a cape. I'm just getting my bed's getting in the way there, so that the middle is across the back of my shoulders. It's not going to stay there, but first what we're going to do is we're going to go to which is the shoulder that you like to burp your baby on when you go up, which is this one for me. So then that's the one that I just stick that arm up. It's as easy as that, because I want the wrap to go under this shoulder, not over it. So that one's all good now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the top edges and I'm going to pretend this is like a towel after I've had my bath or my shower, and I'm just going to feed it round until the middle's in the middle. Okay. Now, the only reason you have to get it perfect if you are the sort of person that has to have everything square and pristine and symmetrical. If that's not a big deal to you, then it just has to be somewhere approximately here. You should have plenty of length without having to worry about running out of space. So we just want this to be about middle of your middle marker in the middle of your chest. So now that's ready to go. I'm just going to take a second and just scoop the rest of this just so it lightly sits on my shoulder. I'm trying not to cross it. So as you can see, it's just kind of, I've just gathered it up a little bit so it's not twisted, it's all kind of flat. And then this goes out around the outside. That means that you've already got one of your passes in the right place. So that goes around the outside. I'm just handing it to myself. Again, I like to just hold the top edge only, so it kind of just lies flat and it's not going to get twisted. That goes up over this shoulder. And again, just so it doesn't get twisted, I'm just gently moving it in a bit so it's nicely gathered. And then we've got a twist, across on my back, the horizontal pass on the front, and you'll notice one's in ready but one's not quite there yet, so obviously that's what we're going to fix next. Now I quite like scooping it up like that to make a nice easy bit to shove through. Again, it just means it falls flat, it's not going to be all curled up and screwed up when you're doing the next bit. And then the last thing to do is to make the cross at the front, and whatever your baby burping shoulder is, that's the side that goes on top. Okay, and again just hold those edges, swing them around. Now, this is actually quite a good place before you go is to get it loose, tighter if you want. So again, we just we grab them behind our neck and then we lift it away from ourselves and go up and over. And in the meantime, that's gone flush against my tummy. You've got a bit of excess there. Pass it through. You can do this if you've already tied off. Just means you might want to retie. And then it goes around my waist. I'm swapping my hands over, one side to the left, the other side to the right. And then I can tie a pretty knot. Now I like to tie mine there, partly because it's a bit jaunty, partly because it's when I had a baby I was a C-section mama, so that's kind of nice and supportive across where my wound was. And it means I don't have a knot in the middle of my back, so if I want to sit down for a while I've still got this on, it's not going to have an uncomfortable knot. You can do whatever you like. You can keep it up if you want to keep away from this area. You can use this beautifully spread out and do it nice and snug, which can help you feel beautifully supported. It can be in the middle, it can be on the side, it can be right over on the hip. It's entirely up to you. It's quite cool. You can colour coordinate it with your clothes if you want. Anyway, here we go. So now we have our outside horizontal pass, our cross across our chest, our cross across our back. So it looks exactly the same as it does when you do it the other method. The only thing that's brilliant is that I didn't have to think, and this outside panel is outside pass is outside on both sides, so it's easy to do that. Ready to stick my child in.